Hello students. Now in this class we will be proceeding for the AJM. The previous class we had already discussed regarding NTM, the difference between the traditional machining and non-traditional machining, even the classification of the NTM process. So now we will be moving to one of the part of the NTM which is being operated by mechanical way of machining, that part under which abrasive jet machining is one of the very important machining process which we are going to discuss in further details in this class. So abrasive jet machining is a non-traditional machining process which is mostly used in machining of hardened metals. In this machining process, a focused stream of abrasive particles are forced to impinge on the workpiece at a high velocity. These high velocity abrasive particles remove the material by brittle fracture or erosion from the workpiece. So here the main factor is the brittle fracture. So whichever material is going to be used over here, the material must be a brittle one, by which once the high velocity particles go and try to impinge on the surface in order to remove that unwanted excess material, so it can easily get removed from that surface. That's why the brittle type of material are being preferred over here. The abrasive particles are typically of 0.025 millimeter diameter and the air discharges at a pressure of several atmosphere. Next, you can see the diagram of the abrasive machine. Rather, you can't say this is a layout. How do the abrasive particles in the abrasive machining setup is working? Here you can see the abrasive and on the work particles swept together over here. Then abrasive action is going to cause on the surface, by which the unwanted materials are going to remove from the surface by the help of this erosion process. Here the velocity is approximately 150 to 300 millimeter per second. Next, the AJM can be used to cut hard and brittle materials like germanium, silicon, mica, glass and ceramics, like particularly regarding the brittle materials. The process is very smooth and free from vibrations. The variables that affect the cutting phenomena are over here. The variables which are the guiding parameters, rather you can say these are the guiding parameters that affect the cutting phenomena are the abrasive which must be having some composition, strength, shape, size and mass flow rate. The carrier gas is also having the composition, pressure and velocity. The nozzle, here we will be discussing regarding the geometry, the composition of the nozzle, what is this NTD, that is nozzle tip distance, or you can say stand-up distance. This is the picture where I am showing you the abrasive jet machining, how it is going to work. How you can see how the work is going on by this abrasive jet machining work process. Next, what is the principle behind the AJM? This machining process works on the basic principle of abrasive erosion. Over here, these are the red particles shown over here. These are the air and the abrasive stream, particle stream, which is going to act on the work surface in order to remove the unwanted material. If a high velocity along with the abrasive particles strike on the hard or the brittle workspace, it removes some metal at the striking surface. The metal removal takes place due to the brittle fracture of the metal and also due to the micro cutting by the abrasive particles. So the main parameter of the how do the metal removal take place due to this brittle fracture of the metal or and also due to the micro cutting of your by the abrasive particles. This is the principal process behind the abrasive jet machining process. Next, gas propulsion system. Over here in this abrasive jet machining process, the main purpose of the gas propulsion is to provide the clean and dry high velocity air or the gas for the machining process. This is the main parameter. So why you are using this gas propulsion? Once you are striking this abrasive particle, it has to move with some force. The air is playing the vital role in moving the abrasive particle from one point to the another point in order to strike the surface. Next. So, mostly over here, air, carbon dioxide, nitrogen are being used in this gas propulsion system. The system consists of a compressor, air filter and the dryer. The gas which is used in this system should be easily available. That must be kept into the mind. The gas which is being used over here, it must be readily available and even easily available. First, gas is compressed into a compressor. Then the compressed gas is sent to the filler and the dryer, where all dust and unwanted particle along with the moisture is removed from it. So, first of all, it has to go into the compressor in order to get it compressed. Then the compressed gas has to send into the filter or a dryer in order to remove any unwanted material from the unwanted material, or even the moisture it has to get removed. Then that clean air is sent to the mixing chamber. Next, abrasive feeder. The abrasive feeder is used to provide the abrasive particles in mixing chamber. It is fed through a sieve which vibrates at a 50 to 60 Hz, and mixing ratio is controlled by the vibration of the sieve and its amplitude. So over here, this abrasive feeder main work is to provide the abrasive particles in a mixing chamber. It has to get mixed with the clean air which is coming from the gas propulsion system. The clean air is being provided from the gas propulsion system. Then this abrasive feeder has a very important role by it is providing the abrasive particles inside the mixing chamber in order to get it very properly mixed together with the clean air. Next. Abrasive. What is this abrasive? These are the main particles which take part in the machining process. These are the very important particles which take part in the machining process. These particles should have high MRR, that is material removal rate, and very high accuracy. The most common abrasive is aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, boron carbide. The selection of this abrasive particle depends on the material of the workpiece, speed of the machining and the machining environment. Next, cutting nozzle. To direct the abrasive particle on the workpiece, cutting nozzles are used. The very vital point. The cutting nozzles are being used to direct the two-way make the abrasive particles to come to the surface in order to strike it. They are usually made by tungsten carbide. They are available in both circular and square cross section. Its life is about 30 hours of tungsten carbide. For tungsten carbide, machining chamber. It is fully closed, tight chamber which controls the concentration of the abrasive particle around the workpiece. This is equipped with the vacuum dust collector which collects the used abrasive particle and remove material from the mixing chamber. Next, working process. The basic concept of this abrasive machine is nothing as the abrasive erosion of or metal cutting by high velocity particle. You can see from the diagram over here. Its working process I am getting summarized over in the following point. First, the gas or the air is compressed into a compressed chamber, compressor. There, the density and the pressure of the gas increases. Now, this compressed air descends to the filtration unit where the dust and other suspended particles get removed. This clean gas sends to the dryer which absorbs the moisture from it. It is used to avoid the water. It is used to avoid the water or oil contamination of this abrasive power. This clean and dry gas is sent to the mixing chamber where abrasive feeder feed the abrasive particle in it. Then the abrasive particle which is about 50 micrometer grit here size. This high pressurizing abrasive carried by the gas sent to the nozzle where its pressure energy is getting converted into the kinetic energy. This is the conversion over here where the pressure energy is getting converted into the kinetic energy. The velocity of the abrasive particle leaving the nozzle is about 200 meters per second. The stand-up distance between the workpiece and the nozzle is about 2 mm. These high velocity abrasive particles impinge on the workpiece. These high velocity particles remove the material by micro cutting action, which I have already discussed, as well as brittle fracture of the work material. So, There are certain parameters, process parameters are over here in order to successfully utilize the AJM process. First, MRR, geometry of the workpiece, surface finish of the workpiece, wear rate of the nozzle. These four parameters are to be considered for the full utilization of successful utilization of our AJM. This is the table where I have written what should be the where it has been written what should be the abrasive, what are the abrasives to be used, what are the materials, shape, size, and your gap per minute. Next, carrier gas. I have given you the what should be the quantity or what should be the parameters to abrasive jet. It has been written over here. Nozzle, what may be the material of the nozzle, what should be the diameter, what must be the live, what must be the nozzle tip distance. So please go through kindly through this table very carefully in order to have a very successful setup of the AGM machine. So here I have given certain applications of the abrasives, that is abrasive which is being used: aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, glass beads, dolomite and sodium carbonate. You can see a very lot of application of aluminum oxide in good for cleaning, cutting and deburring. Silicon carbide, it is used for very hard materials which is being used over here in AJM case. Glass beads gives a very dull finish. Dolomite is used for etching and polishing. Sodium bicarbonate, it is used for cleaning, deburring and cutting of soft material. So these are the certain abrasive applications of the AJM. Next, the major parameter, the process parameters I have already discussed. The process characteristics which can be evaluated by judging over here the MRR, the geometry of the cut, the roughness of the surface produced and the rate of nozzle wear. And the major parameters which control these quantities are the abrasive, the gas, the nozzle. In case of abrasive, we will be going through the composition, strength, size and the mass flow rate, which has been written in the your table. You can see in the given table, in the above table I have shown what must be the abrasive composition, what must be the gas and what must be the pressure and velocity. Nozzle I have already given in the table what must be the material and what must be distance from inclination to the work surface. So these are the certain major parameters which control these four process characteristics. Next, the abrasives. Mainly two types of abrasives are being used. In that, aluminum oxide is a heavily used over here and the silicon carbide. So there are five carbides I have written over. Mainly there are two types of carbides are being used. The grains with a diameter of 10 to 50 microns are readily available. For good wear action on the surfaces, the abrasive grains must have the sharp edges. The mass flow rate of the abrasive particles depend on the pressure and the flow rate of the gas. Reuse of the abrasive powder is normally not recommended because of the decreasing cutting capacity and clogging of the nozzle orifices due to the contamination. So these are certain things which you have to consider while using the abrasive. Next, there is the optimum mixing ratio for which the metal removal is the highest. Here you can see a mixing ratio graph, the MRR. If the abrasive flow rate, the relationship you can see the linear. When the mass flow rate of the abrasive increases, the material removal rate also increases. You can see from here in the diagram. When the abrasive flow rate is increasing, the material removal rate is also increasing. Next, the nozzle. Here now we are going to discuss regarding the nozzle. The nozzle is one of the very vital elements controlling the process characteristics, which I have already shown in the your some previous slide, which are the MRR, the diameter of the cut. There are certain process parameters which are controlling by the nozzle level. The nozzle material should be hard to avoid any significant wear due to the flowing abrasive. It must be very hard. It is in the due to this, for that you are using the tungsten carbide for the nozzle metal, which is having the average life 12 to 30 hours, or this sapphire which is having approximate 300 hours. For normal cross section, For normal operation, the cross-sectional of the orifice can be either circular or rectangular and between 0.05 to 0.2 millimeters square. So this is two straight head. These are the two nozzles. Diagram has been given over right angle head and straight head. Next. The nozzle tip distance or the stand-up distance is also a very critical parameter in your AJM. You can see the nozzle tip distance. It must be of 7 degree. It must be if the nozzle tip distance. This is the diagram which we are showing over here. What must be the nozzle tip distance? If the nozzle tip distance is increasing, then MRR is also getting increasing. But at certain point, the NT once you increase it, the MRR will get decreased. So the NTD not only affects the MRR from the work surface, but also it affects the shape and size of the cavity produced. As shown in the figure, you have already seen when the NTD increases, the velocity of the particle impinging on the work surface is also get increased. Due to the acceleration after they leave the nozzle, this increases the MRR. With a further increase in NTD, the velocity reduces. Once you increase the NTD, nozzle tip distance, the velocity will get reduced due to the drag of the atmosphere. Very important point. Due to the drag of the atmosphere, which initially checks the increase in the MRR, then decrease the MRR. Next point, in the next class, we'll be discussing regarding our gas system. So with this, I'm ending up the class. Thank you.